Welcome back to Africa 54. It's Friday. Today on our Music Maker segment, Music Time in Africa, host Heather Maxwell introduces us to a very, very, very special musician from South Africa. Heather.
Johnny Clegg.
Exactly.
Yeah, Johnny Clegg was here last Saturday, and I caught up with him right before the concert, and the concert was fantastic. It was just from ages 8 to 80, people were dancing in the aisles, just going nuts.
I missed it.
You did miss
it's great.
it.
So you got to talk to him too, and you have great music by him. Why don't we watch the performance and your interview with him?
Okay.
Great. Let's watch.
I got no money and I can't get to sleep. Takes all my courage to look down that long road. I'm going to Kiani with such a heavy load. I got to shoot up, clean up, only listen in deep. Don't give up, shoot up, clean up.
How do you feel now that Nelson Mandela has left us?
It was an inevitable thing. We were prepared for it. Everybody has to leave the stage at some point. And he did it graciously, and I think South Africa did it graciously.
I have to ask you, how did the whole business of the White Zulu come to pass? How did that come to be?
I was arrested when I was 15 years old in a migrant labor hostel. I never quite understood the laws at that time. They just said, yeah, you're trespassing on a government property. This hostel is owned by the government and no whites are allowed in here. But you're too young to charge, so we're going to take you back to your parents and we're going to give them a lecture. So my mother opened the door and there was these two big white policemen, and they started haranguing her about me and saying that, you know, the place he goes to, it's like very dangerous. These are Zulus and there's tribal feuds and clan warfare. There's drugs and prostitution, and you know, the hostels are the worst possible place you could ever find anybody. What is your 15-year-old son doing in there? And my mother was shocked. And she said, thank you very much. She closed the door. She said, what the hell are you doing there? I said, I was dancing. I was doing Zulu dancing. Because that's where the dancing takes place. It was a kind of a joke. The people of Soweto, when I started to emerge, and I was wearing traditional gear, you know, animal skins and things like that, you know, and they were just, Jesus, no, what a white man is doing this stuff, man. This is crazy. I've never seen anything like this, especially in this country. You know, no white guy would ever do this kind of stuff. Jeez, yeah. And then they'd say, gee, he really does it. Look how he does it so well. He's a white Zulu, man. So that's how it started, you know. And people would shout, Zulu mhlophe, you know, when they saw me. And it was made famous by a French national magazine, Actuel. They came out and did an interview with me, and I was on the cover, and it said, Le Zulu Blanc.
So what is it like being on tour with your son, Jesse?
I love it. I mean, it's our first time. You know, he's quite reluctant to play with me because, you know, he grew up in my shadow, and he did something which I was doing. So his music is very different, and he doesn't want people to expect that he's going to be doing world music. So although he has the Clegg name, he's doing his own thing. He's found his own voice. He's a brilliant little songwriter. And this was just an opportunity for me to give him an opening in America, to open for me and tour and get off and let him do his own thing. As for playing together, you know, he says, Dad, we'll play together when you hang up your boots.
Brilliant interview there. And man with so much energy at his age.
Amazing.
How old is he now?
61.
61 and
Yes.
still driving.
Yeah.
And I hope someday we can still get some of the music that you recorded
Yes.
and played on the show.
Sure, I'll bring some back.
Yeah, so what does he say? What is left for him now?
He's still very busy. He's in South Africa most of the time doing a lot of music, and so he's very active.
Now, you said his son plays this kind of different music. So what kind of music does his son play?
Jesse does rock music. He does rock, really. and he was talking to me about other rock groups in South Africa that are really interesting. And he's very young and energetic and really involved in the music scene.
We saw a very well endowed woman there. She's South African. Is she one of our dancers or singers?
Yes, she's his original singer from when he first started, 16 or 20 years ago.
Yes.
Yes, so she's been with him the whole time.
Okay, she's been growing as she sang along.
Vincent.
Well, thank you very much for sharing that with us,
Thanks.
Heather.
Thank you.
Well, another great music segment there. Now, to learn more about the talented Heather Maxwell, visit Facebook and type in the keywords Music Time in Africa, and you can see what time her radio program can be heard in your area and get more information about some of our featured artists. Well,